Hi guys, my name's Julie and I'm 53, and if you haven't seen me before, I'm disabled with spina bifida and scoliosis, and also I recently had a heart attack. So I'm really passionate about skincare and makeup and trying to look good, and just to prove a point that disabled people still want to look good, still want to look nice. I don't know what my hair's doing this morning. It's just got a mind of its own. I need to put a mask on it or something. It's so dry at the ends. I've bought some different oils, so I'm going to try them out and see what works. Today, I want to try the Aldi eyeshadow palettes and see what they're about and see if they're any good. So I've bought a couple. My parrot's just joined us. As you can see, he's sitting right in front of me on my mirror. So what the palette I've bought to try today is the Lacuna, and I got it from Aldi, and it's the Moondust palette. I think it looks like it's a dupe for the Anastasia one, so I'm going to give that a go. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll go through that in a minute. Oh my God, look at my hair. That's parrot's just wafted my hair up. Frankie is sitting right on top of the mirror what I'm looking in, so he might dive on my head at some point. So what I'm going to start with, first thing I want to put on my skin is Revolution's Naturally Radiant Glow Skin Perfecting Booster, and it just gives, you only need a little bit, just gives a nice glow to the skin. I've already moisturised, cleansed, etc. So what this does, just gives a lovely glow to your skin, especially if you're going through the menopause and your skin's a bit tired looking. I'm just going to tie my hair back a little bit, get it out the way. Okay, so apply that first. And as you can see, it just gives a nice little glow to the skin. The primer, oh, I might use my new primer. I haven't used this primer before. This is the Henriksen. And this is a Banana Bright Face Primer. I've not used it before. It comes in a little pump action. So I've just done 2 little pumps. Just put it on my face and see. It smells very, very orangey. It does give a bit of an illuminating effect on the skin. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. I have ordered a new camera because I know the quality on this isn't that good. I really apologise. But I have ordered a new camera. So what that's give like a bit of a luminous effect to the skin. A bit of tinge of colour as well it's give. It's not sticky or tacky like some face primers. I do love the Henriksen products. I'm using their cleanser and eye brightener at the moment, which I'm also going to put on. Let me, if I can just see if I can find where I put it. Where have I hid that now? Oh, I can't find it at the moment. Oh, it's here. It's so tiny, I couldn't see it. No, I won't put none of that on today because I want to... Oh, here it is. I got the lid there. So this is the eye brightener, Henriksen. So I'm just going to slightly dab my finger in it. I'll just place that under the eye area. Let that soak in for a little bit. And then the foundation I'm going to be using today. I've got that many foundations. I never know which one to use. Oh, I don't know what foundation to use. Let me have a look. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to use today is the Iconic. I know a lot of people use these as concealers. Also as highlighters. As contour sticks. I do like to use. Goes on lovely. It's really creamy. And what shade am I using? I'm using shade 0. It's got 0 on the bottom. I'm going to use my Iconic brush. I love the bristles on there, really good quality. And then just, I find this foundation does go better with a brush. It's not completely full coverage. I tend not to put foundation under the eye area if I'm going to wear concealer, because sometimes I think that, especially when you're over 50, it can make the concealer look a bit cakey. So I do go under the eye, but I don't literally apply the foundation. So any excess that's on the brush, I just use to go under the eye area instead of just piling it on there. So as you can see, that's not a full coverage and you can still see your skin through it. But because you put the glow treatment on, it just gives your skin a nice healthy glow. So that's gone on really nice. Remember to go down the neck area and just brush over the ears as well. Okay, so that's the foundation applied. The concealer I'm going to be using today is Revolution Focus and Fix Liquid Concealer. And what shade is that in? It doesn't have the shades on it anymore, which is a bit frustrating because, let's have a look. I think it's the light. I've not tried this one before. My favourite concealer is the Eye Under Eye. Bye Under Eye, I should say. This has got a bit of a yellowy look to it. It's quite thin. And I've got a couple of blemishes there, which I'll spot. If you are covering blemishes, it's best to leave the foundation on for a little bit, just to let it soak in. Okay, let's see what this blends like. I've got some new sponges. I need to wash my others. Okay, I'm just going to go and damp this sponge. So the sponge is nice and damp. And I'm just going to blend this concealer out. I have to be honest with you, I'm not too keen on this concealer. It looks very... It's just not blending at all very well. It's just stopping. See if it blends now. No, I don't like that concealer. Sorry, Revolution. It's the Focus and Fix. It doesn't seem to blend or do anything. You can't, it isn't even covering up or highlighting or... No, I don't like that concealer. I'm going to have to find one of my other ones. Just bear with me. Okay, so what I've got out is a Technique. This is a vitamin C under eye concealer brightener. It's got a little brush on the end. This is amazing. I love the fact that it's got vitamin C in it as well. It's in the shade Light. I always go for Light. I hope I haven't used any. That's it. Can you see? It's a bit of a thicker consistency. Brighten that lip up a little bit. This is much better. So sorry, I'm not really, don't like that at all. Don't even like the colour. Okay, this one is tried and trusted, and it blends beautifully, and it really, really brightens the under eye area. And the fact that it's got vitamin C in as well, that's just an added bonus. My eyes are terrible. It's one thing I'm really working on at the moment is the under eye area. It's just, my eyes just look so puffy all the time. Okay, so make sure that's blended. Okay. Okay, so that's all blended in. For my eyebrows, I'm just going to use the Ginme Brow. I'm not going to really do anything fancy with my eyebrows. I'm just going to brush this through. It just fixes them in place and gives them a bit of colour. I haven't got any laminated brows or anything. I'm not really into all that, to be honest with you. Just gives a nice bit of colour and just shapes them, because my eyebrows are really fair. Trying to grow them out actually to get them into a better shape. So just brush them through, and it just gives them a bit of colour, a bit of definition. Then I'm going to use, I haven't used this before, this is the Nyx Push-Up Bra for your eyebrow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the highlighter just underneath, just to say I've tried it. It's like a pinky colour. I can't really see if it's highlighting or doing anything, to be honest. Just give a little bit of a highlight. I don't know if you can see the colour there. It's quite pinky. And then on the other end is an eyebrow pencil in darkish brown. So I'm just going to do a few brush strokes here. Oh, that goes on easy. Just fill in. That goes on lovely. Okay, that's just tidied my eyebrows up a little bit. And that's the NYX Push-Up Bra for your eyebrows. So you've got a eyebrow push-up pencil on one side, and then the highlighter, which you just put under your eyebrows, on the other. The pencil's lovely. I like the pencil bit, but I'm not too keen on the highlighter. You could actually, I'd actually use that as a lip liner as well, to be honest with you. Okay, so for bronzer, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the L'Oreal La Vie en Glow palette. And I'm going to use, it's a bit more dark than, I'm going to use a tiny little bit of the brown, just to contour. And the secret is to do it, oh, hey boys, no fighting. Secret is just to do it on the top instead of right down here. Because if you go from right down here, you, especially when you're older and your face drops, you're just really making it look worse. If you just go slightly on the top, it just brings more focus to the top of your face and not the sagging bits. I'm just doing a light coverage because I think as you get older, less is more. And that just brings the focus to the top of your face and not the sagging bits that we've all got. Obviously, I've got a high forehead, so I just need to bring some on my forehead just to bring that down. And just a little bit to sharpen the jawline. Okay. And that's just sharpen that jawline a bit, but also blend it in. Okie dokie. So that's a bit of contour. For the blusher, I'm going to use Kiki Milano Blusher. Not used this one before. And it's in shade Stardust. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'll do a swatch of it first for you. It doesn't look as dark as it does on the swatch. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in it. And then I like to rub it on the lid. And again, just put a little bit of colour. Oh, it's not as pigmented as it looks. I'm really swirling it in, and it's not as pigmented as it looks in the pan. Just gives a subtle colour. Obviously, you can build it up. Okay, so let's just give a bit of subtle colour. Okay, I'm also going to try the highlighter in the palette. Let's just swatch it. I've not used it. It's more of a champagne-y sort of colour. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in that. And as you get older, you don't want to focus the highlighter below that part of your eye. So where your eye ends, that's where you need to put the highlighter. And that's really nice, that is. I don't know if you can see it. It's a really nice colour. Also a bit on the nose here. Above the eye. This is subtle. I don't really want it to be just gives a subtle I like to emphasize my top lip. This is lovely colour because it's not too in your face and you can build it up. It's best to emphasise these lines are what give you youthfulness. So I do like to have a bit of a highlighter moustache there, but I will blend it in. And again, I'm just doing the same here. Not bringing it any further down because I don't want to highlight the bags under my eyes. So just do it that way. I like this highlighter. It's really subtle. Obviously, if I was going out somewhere and it was a night time, I'd use a more intense highlighter. But this is just a subtle one. So what I do then, I get back my sponge and I'm just going to go over it. Just so there's no harshness there. Okay, so that's all the base done. Now, let's get round to eyeshadows. Right, this is what I wanted to really try is Aldi eyeshadow makeup range. So this is a Lacuna. They also do skincare. It's a beautiful velvet case. And it's called Moondust. And it comes with a lovely brush. And it's got lots of browns, lots of taupes. It's got a pink, purple, your darker browns. I'll do a few swatches on my fingers. I'll just wash my wipe my fingers from the other swatches. And then I'll do, there's how many shimmers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 mattes and 7 shimmers. So I'm going to swatch the shimmers for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, they're really shimmery. There's golds, browns, your purples, and then your dark purples. So what I think I'm going to do, I don't know what to do. I never know what look to do. I'm going to try their brush. I don't usually like brushes in the palettes, but this one actually looks quite nice. You've got your fluffy and you've also got your blending brush. So I'm going to first of all go in the crease and I'm going to use the shade Comet, which is that shade there. So I'm going to just get my little hand mirror so I can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put that in the crease. There's hardly any fallout with these at all. Very pigmented colours, very creamy. Okay. So I've just put that in the crease. I'm just going to get a blending brush. Where's my blending brush? And I'm just going to buff that in a bit more. Okay, so we can always go back over that if needed. And then on the same eye, I'm going to put the other. Again, I've got quite hooded eyes, so just going to work this into the crease. They blend really nice actually, and there's not much fallout, if any. Okay, again, so I'm going to get the blending brush. Just blend that in. Make sure that looks pretty equal. Yeah, that looks really nice. And then I'm going to go for the darker. I'm going to use what is called Earth, that one. I'm going to use the same brush. Just tap it. And then I'm going to put this in the edge of my eye there. Just put a bit more. Okay. And then on the other side. Can you hear my dog's eating? Elsie, what are you eating? She keeps, she's only one, she keeps bloody getting stuff out of the bin. Okay, that's the outer corners done. Now I'm going to use a nice shimmer next. So I'm going to be using the shade Constellation, which is like a pinky purpley shimmer. So I'm hoping this goes on nice. Put some on the there is fallout with the shimmer, so make sure you tap it off. This would make a lovely little... Actually, I'm very surprised about the Aldi makeup range. I've not heard any bad things about it. They're really affordable. And they're great. I definitely think it's a dupe of a high-end palette. But if you're tight on money and you just want to try, you know, or even if you've got a teenage daughter, they make beautiful little gifts. It doesn't say Aldi on it either, so, you know, they ain't going to know it's from Aldi. And the case is like velvet, so they do look more expensive. They do look like you've spent a bit of money. It's got a mirror, obviously, and it's got a beautiful velvet case, so it does look like you spent a bit of money. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to blend all the edges in, tidy it up a little bit. So I am impressed with this eyeshadow palette. Colours blend beautifully, the shimmers are nice. I'm just going to put, I might go for the purpley shimmer there to put under the eye, just so I'm using more colours of the palette. Okay, yeah, I quite really like that palette. I'm going to use the really light shade just to put under my eyebrow. Need a different little brush if I've got one. Just make sure it's clean. So I'm just going to, it's called the Milky Way, and it's just a highlighter. There is fallout, I don't know if you could see it. Just make sure you tap. I'm just going to put some of the Heavenly, which is more of a shimmery cream. I'm just going to put that, again, there's a lot of fallout with the shimmers. Just put that in the corner. Okay, so that's the palette again. As you can see, there is fallout. So that's one thing that you need to be aware of. But for the price, I think you know, these are so cheap. The ideal little Christmas gifts, and they do look more expensive than what they are. So I'd be quite happy to use a Lacuna Aldi makeup range. There's no specific name other than Moondust for this palette. But I just really, I'm going to get another one of these for my daughter. She's 30. She's 30, yeah, this year. She's just at a party. So I'm going to get one of these just as little stocking fillers. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a bit more highlighter. Now, which one shall I go for? I'm going to use it out of the L'Oreal palette. Where did I put my highlighter brush? I put things down and then I can never find them. Is anybody else like that? Oh, it's here. Or is it just me? So I'm going to go for the more champagne-y one here. Just to highlight my nose a little bit more. I'm not going to put any more there because I don't want to make that. Right. I'm going to use It Cosmetics Hello Lashes. It's a 5-in-1 volumizing mascara. Really like this. I love It Cosmetics makeup. It's got a thin brush and then it's got a bubbly bit on the end so you can get right in to all them lashes. Really lengthens your lashes. It gives them volume. I think I need a new one of these. This feels like it's drying out a little bit. I've used it that much. Okay. It really lengthens your lashes. It's in shade black. Boys. And then I'll do the same with this one. I love the end of this little mascara because you can get right in and pick up all them little fine lashes up. Okay, and then put a little bit underneath. Don't like to put too much mascara underneath. Just a little bit, because I think it ages you even more. And when you're over 50, okay. For lipstick, I absolutely love Plouise lip paints. They're ideal. They last all day. They're amazing. This is in shade Solo Nude. And you just... really creamy. And the moisturising. You know how some lip paints just dry? These don't. And the applicator is great because it just curves around into your lip. I just love this colour. And that's Plouise, and that's the lip paint, and that is Solo Nude. Plouise are great, they're lip paints, because a lot of them, or even they're just eyeshadow paints you can use on your lips. They're just the same. Moisturising. This lasts all day, and everybody will always say to me, what's that colour you've got on your lips? It just lasts. So, setting spray. What am I going to use setting spray-wise? Let me have a look. I'm just going to use my Revolution. And this is the Supreme Hold Finishing Spray. Just give that a spray. And that's the look. So I'm quite like that eyeshadow look. I'll do a finishing photograph so you can see. And I'll give a list of all the products that I've used today. So yeah, quite happy with that. Really impressed. Obviously there's going to be this fallout, but you know, you get that in high-end eyeshadow palettes anyway. So that's the Lacuna Moondust one. So I'd definitely give that a try, ladies. It's really good. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you again. Thank you for watching me. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll catch up with you again soon. Bye.